Hey guys, and welcome to Here Our Two Cents. My name is Allie.
And this is Cammie.
And today we're doing a yearly wrap up. It's the end of the year, so it's that time of year, right? And 2022, well, it was interesting, you could say.
To say the least.
Yeah. So, to start us off, Cammie, how has your experiences shaped you as a person?
That's a really good question. It makes me think of like all the emotional things I've gone through with others this year, and it shaped me to be more of a stronger will of a person. Is that even a thing? Stronger will, strong-willed person. There we go. Um, it helped me really see people for who they are. Like the saying goes, when people show you who they are, believe them, and don't try to have them fit a mold or a fantasy that's in your mind. If the person wants to be there for a season, let them be there for a season.
I
If
definitely
they're
get
supposed to
that.
be there, yeah, if they're supposed to be there for a lifetime, let them be there for a lifetime. Let the person play the role that they're designed to play in your life, and be okay with letting people go. Sometimes you really have to cut people off and just stop talking to them altogether, or love them at a distance, or just change your mindset of who this person is in your life. You might want them in a certain way, but they can't be that person for you. You need to be okay with that. And so for me, this year has shown me like where I fit in people's lives and where people fit in my life. So I've grown to be more of a stronger willed individual.
Yeah, I can definitely say for me, when we're in regards to this year, living abroad, you're further away from your family, right? Your core network of people can either be small or big depending on the connections you make, and that saying of some people are with you for a season and some people are with you for a lifetime. I definitely have felt that being here because your emotions just go up and down, just being on your own here, or just adjusting to a different culture and things like that. And I've actually sat back and been like, huh, I understand that saying a little bit more, because back home you're in your comfort of with the people you went to school or work that you've built years of relationships with, and then to start a whole new life in a different country where you're starting from scratch, you start to see, oh, people can be here for a season in your life. They don't have to be here for a lifetime. They can be just fall or winter or summer, but they're not going to be there all year round. And I had to really realize that and just take it as it was great to have you in my life. Thank you for being here. You have made an impact in some sort of way. And your commitment to this relationship, friendship, that has shown me what I need to do and how to grow. So definitely agree with you on that. But when talking about past experience, I have to say something very big that we all experienced was 2020, right? And when Corona first hit, that was definitely something where it put a pause on a lot of people's lives, right? But it put a pause on mine. And it was the first time where I couldn't go to work. You know, I was laid off, like a lot of people were, and I had to reevaluate what's important. That time, the one thing I'm thankful for is it gave me a chance to reconnect with my family, a chance that I wouldn't have if I was regularly working my job and just I kept getting in that routine, the routine of just work, 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 home, work, and not even realizing it either until I had a week of just not working, and I was just like, what do I do? This is weird, and I'm thankful for Corona for that aspect of it. I was stressed out. Everyone had anxiety. I had anxiety. All that was there, but the chance to reconnect with my family is something that I appreciate. And then when my parents passed away, that definitely shaped and changed my mindset. Because it was just a tough
Mm-hmm.
3 years of my mom in 2016, my dad in 2017, and then, my aunt in 2018. So those 3 years of just boom, 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 I emotionally was just like, well, what else can go wrong? Like at one point, whenever my sister would call me, I would assume if she's calling me, it's about someone else dying. It wasn't how are you doing, sis? It was just an immediate of what else is wrong. And it, it shouldn't be like that when you get a call from your sister, and that shouldn't be your first mindset. But that's how it took me a minute to be like, because each news was either her or my brother, so it was just like going through that and seeing that life is short. And I'm just I had regrets with my parents. So learning from that mistake of I could have spent more time with them, I could have done more. You know, it was very sudden of a death that I didn't get a chance to say bye or see them or, be with them. And now it's like when 2020 hit, it was just like, well, dang, it's just a flashback of emotions for me. So that was something where I'm just like, I'm not going to take this chance to reconnect lightly. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's very true what you said, because even though, to my knowledge, I didn't have any family members that passed away during 2020, I know people that had family members that passed away. I know people who were close to passing away. They were in the hospital. They had corona really bad, to the point that the doctors were forcing them to go on the ventilators, and they had to fight with their doctors to not go on these ventilators. And it was very scary for me to have my friends and go through that experience, and I couldn't do anything else for them besides pray. And it was a scary time. It was very depressing for me as well, because we have these worker bee moments where we don't realize that we are literally in a hive. We're all walking around just doing a job for the queen bee, but in reality, I mean, like, it's just whoever our boss is and whoever their boss is, and continuing whoever like is the head of the company. We're just there to do a job that was given to us, and you're just like in this work, work, work mode, and you're just like, I can't wait for my day off to just sleep or relax or to do more work, because you got to clean, you got to do laundry, you got to cook, you got to go shopping, you got to run errands. So it's like you never have downtime. So for a lot of people, they took 2020 as a downtime. For a lot of people, they could not grasp that time frame to like literally relax, refocus, and be stressed.
And
For
recharge.
me, it was a very yeah, for me, that's what I wanted to do. However, I had to fight during 2020 because I had the problems where most people did, being laid off or furloughed. They couldn't get their unemployment. And I literally
Oh yeah.
every day had to fight month after month just to get to someone to get my unemployment check. Until the point that I had to go on the news. And then once I went on the news, that's what was my breakthrough. I finally got my unemployment coming through. So it was a very rough time. For some people, I mean, like, it was great for them. They literally were able to grow in different diasporas. Some people started their social media presence. Some people went into different streams of revenue. For some people, it was a time of prosperity for them. So it was, for a lot of people, it was negative, but for some, it was very positive. Look at Amazon, for example. Amazon was doing great,
Yeah.
but it did extremely great after 20 during 2020, like, because everyone was home. So what did most people do? Shop. And they grew into such a huge presence, more so than they were before during 2020. So yeah, for a lot of people, they were able to prosper and have the good experience. For some, it wasn't as great, but those who survived it came out a stronger individual, definitely. So moving on to our next question,
Mhm.
Ali, what have you achieved this year that you are most proud of?
I finished my 1 year in Korea. I mean,
Hmm.
there was moments where, it was up and down for just various things and just adjusting to the work culture and the living culture and I'm proud that I did my first year. I'm already on my second year now. And you know, I set a goal in 2020. Part of that whole thinking what's important. Travel has always been important to me. I've always wanted to travel and go um, outside of the U.S. And I had one opportunity before, and I was in Europe, but I've always wanted to go to an Asian country. And for me, when this opportunity came, I was just like, okay, it's a long process. It took me a couple months, and when I finally got through the process and I moved, I was in a rural town. Went from my rural town, now I'm in a small city. That's something I'm proud of. And also the friendships that I've built in my new city, along with just over this course of time, I am very happy for. It's just been good to reconnect. And I got more involved in the school because I have less schools now, I'm able to be a little bit more involved with getting to know the staff and things like that. And I've been able to go to dinners and things that I didn't get to do previously as often because I had multiple schools. So it's very hard to kind of connect with every single school. But this year, I am proud that I made connections and made friendships within school and outside of school.
That is awesome. Congratulations on completing your first year abroad. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm so happy that you decided to go abroad and, take the chance and take the leap and into faith and just do something that was outside of your comfort zone and because you wanted to do it. And again, like you said earlier, life is too short for regrets and the unknown. So I'm happy for you. Congrats. Now, for myself, what have achieved this year that I'm most proud of, there's a few things, but I'll just list a small amount. One, getting closer to God or staying closer to God, which is hard. Walking as a Christian, it's not an easy walk. So yes, there's a lot of ups and downs with it. There's a lot of tests and storms that you have to go through. But once you go through them, because the Lord won't give you anything that you cannot bear, we always have to remember that no matter how much we feel stressed, aggravated, sad, depressed, whatever it is, you can get through it. It is never nothing that you cannot get through with God. So just remember that no matter what you're going through, the Lord will take you through it. You just have to stay faithful and pray. Next one would be for me is getting back into the hotel industry and staying in the hotel industry after 2020. I got back into it in 2021.
Me going into it for like 5 minutes and being like, oh, this is what you guys are doing now, huh? The one person per shift.
She was like, deuces, I'm going abroad.
I was like, what's the next person?
Ghetto.
3:00? When am I taking a lunch?
Never. Bathroom break? That doesn't exist.
Bro. But good for you. But then again, you're smiling. You're back of the house, okay? You're back of the house.
No, darling. I was front, back, all over.
Yeah.
I was doing so much at my property, which I'm thankful for the experience. I loved my team. My team was awesome. Beautiful, beautiful team of individuals I worked with and helped grow and cultivate. Watch a few of them move on to different positions outside of the hotel into different hotels within the same brand. But outside of that, I was able to go back to the job that I pretty much had before we were furloughed and lost our jobs due to COVID. So I'm very happy about that accomplishment, that I was able to be blessed enough to get back that position or something similar to that so that I can have a better work-life balance. Working on property, sometimes, especially if it's short staff, it is very hard to have a work-life balance.
It is.
So I am so happy and blessed that the Lord was able to open that door for me, and I walked straight through it really fast. I was like, let me know. I'm moving on up to the east side. And other than that, staying alive, it is hard, okay? People don't realize, like, I don't know what everyone is going through that's listening to this, but I am telling you, staying alive and being productive as an adult, teenager, whatever stage of life you're in, even children have it hard too, Staying alive is a very hard thing to do because, as we can see in the past couple of years, not even that, all the years, people have gotten to a point where they just don't feel loved and appreciated. They don't feel like their life is worth anything. They feel like they have no purpose, that if they're gone, no one would care. I'm here to tell you, people care. There is someone out there that is praying for you. That is someone out there that loves you. There's someone out there that's worth meeting. Stay alive the best way possible that you can. If you need help, we are here to listen. You can reach out to us on the social media platform if you feel like there's nobody to talk to. We are here for you. We are here for you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Thinking about making a TikTok, but regardless, you can find us. We will talk to you. We will listen to you. Okay, so if you feel like there's no one out there for you, there is different hotlines, there's different mental health websites that you can talk to someone. Most of your healthcare providers do pay for that. Talk to someone, get therapy. It is not worth it ending your life over anything. No matter what circumstances you're in, there is a way out, even if you cannot see it. I'm telling you, it is not worth it. Staying in the right mental state of mind, building relationships and connections with people at work, outside of work, with your family, your neighbors, there is a reason to live. There is no reason to not live in this world. I am telling you, no matter what your circumstances is.
Mm-hmm. Staying present in the now is also important too, because we can get so caught up with looking back and just like harping on it. And I'm not saying forget your problems, like remember it but move forward. Like you have to move
Mm-hmm.
forward because you're doing yourself a disservice if you're just constantly thinking about the what ifs or the coulda, woulda, shouldas of it. It's difficult.
It sure is.
My question for you: what advice or encouragement would you give your future self?
Oh, there's so much, but I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. Stay close to God. Do not let go of his hand. No matter what you're going through, stay close. It is okay if people hurt you, but do not stay in that hurt. Do not let it define you. Keep moving forward. There's always a reason to smile. It is okay if you have to let people out of your life because somebody else better will come in and replace their spot. Do what makes you happy. Live in the now. Live for tomorrow. Live for the future. Because at the end of the day, life is too short. Do not let others influence you with their self doubt or self hate or their fearfulness. You are made to be fearless. You are made to make wise decisions. You are made to go and walk in your purpose. Do what makes you happy. Do not wait. If you have to save for that trip, save for that trip. Put down $5 a week, put down $10 a month, whatever it is. Go on that trip. Regardless if you're afraid to fly, go on the trip. It's going to work out. Do not make foolish decisions. Pray about everything. Talk it out with someone that you trust. Don't tell your dreams to everyone. Sometimes it's okay to keep those a secret. And just keep on smiling. Keep on swimming. Just keep swimming. What about you, Allie?
Kind of similar to your last bit there is just don't be complacent. I learned that if something doesn't bring me joy, why am I holding on to it? Right? So I started just doing things that make me happy, that make me feel full, make me feel excited and wanted to pursue. And because it's so easy to just get into the work routine that you forget about yourself and doing things just to make yourself happy and feel good instead of putting your energy towards people. You need to also make sure you put energy into yourself. You have to charge up your battery. So for me, if it doesn't bring me joy, I'm not going to keep it. I'm just going to let it go. Like Elsa, let it go. No, I'm not going to sing anymore, but you understand. Right? So that's something for me. That's important.
Yeah, definitely. Fill up your own cup. Do not fill up others' cup that are not filling into you. Do not pour yourself into others that are not doing the same.
Mm-hmm. I had to learn that too. So
yeah. And my final question to you, Allie, is what do you wish to accomplish in the new year?
So, in the new year, I want to accomplish learning Korean, at least learning more Korean. So, right now, I am taking classes and kind of working towards that. I'm slowly getting there when it comes to just the alphabet, but I want to get to a point that I can at least read everything. I learned how to do a greeting, and it was a simple greeting of just introducing myself and saying where I am from, but all in Korean. I used to know just saying American in Korean. I know how to say American, but I didn't know the sentence structure of saying like I am an American. And I learned that, and I said it to someone that I just met, and they were like, oh, okay. And they were very impressed, and they continued to talk, but then they realized I didn't know much more than that. And we started using Papago. Papago's my best friend. I want to use less of Papago in the new year. Okay. That is the goal. Use less of Papago and more just conversation. But also, the reason why I want to learn Korean is also that I can kind of connect and talk with the teachers at work and have that better relationship with them and with my students. I would love to be able to just talk to them. Sometimes they want to tell me these stories and then they're just like, oh, how do I say this in English, teacher? And then they just either give me a very shortened version or they just like, never mind. And they just freak out and they don't want to continue. Or I'll give them my phone and they'll type it up in Papago and then I'm like, start laughing at the story. But, it's not the same as someone telling you a story. I want to be able to connect with my kids and I also want to be able to just from the day-to-day living, being able to be a little bit more independent when it comes to the language barrier aspect of it. So that's my goal. What about you, Kimmy? What's your goal for the new year?
That's a good goal. I like that. I like that a lot because it's not the same. It's not the same as someone like going out and just telling you. If they have to text it to you, it's just like it takes away from the anecdote, the funny parts of it.
Yeah.
So I get that. And I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you're putting forth the effort to learn the language. That's good. It'll be easier for you to communicate to others while you're traveling and be able to read the directions and things like that of the streets and the signs and things like that. So that's good. I like that for you. For me, as everybody can see, there's like a running theme. God is my running theme. So I next year want to continue to stay close to the God, continue to read my Bible and learn the word of God for myself. Also continue to grow our podcast and our social media presence. We really want you guys' feedback and for you guys to talk to us on posts. Definitely. If you have ideas or questions or anything like that, we would love to feature you on an episode. If there is something that you feel passionate about or an episode of an anime or something like that you want us to watch, or anything, and you want to like give us your feedback in it, or we even want to join us on the episode, that would be great. We would love to have you. And of course, your feedback and your presence on our social media pages. I also want to start by going to school, even if I have to take one class a semester, because my job takes up my weekdays hours. So it's really hard. But if I can do like one class per semester, or even two, depending on the subject matter. Also continue to grow in my fitness journey. It is a lifestyle. It's not a short time. It is a lifestyle. It's something you have to continue to do. Even if you stop, you got to pick it back up, even if it's hard, and continue moving. Also growing financially, continue to learn how to save and budget and, learn how to utilize your credit cards the correct way so it can continue to grow in a positive manner. There's so much ways to like negatively impact your credit score and your credit limit. And a lot of people are not aware of how they're supposed to utilize their credit usage. I wish that this was taught to people in school of how to budget, how to write checks, how to grow your finances. But they don't tell you that because they want you to be a worker bee format. They just don't teach you financial literacy until you get to like an economics class. So I wish they would teach children that from even like fourth grade, because a lot of kids by then are getting allowance and they don't know what they actually could do with their allowance if they actually just take the time to save it, to buy, instead of candy or chips, they could actually go buy that toy they wanted or the video game, etc. Also grow my own personal social media presence as well on Twitter and Twitch. So I'm going to start our gaming channel on Twitch for us to game together and things like that. So if there's any games that you guys are wanting to play as a group, or you want us to stream for you, just let us know and we'll try our best to get that done. Because again, we are on different time schedules and we also have different work schedules. Some days are busier than others. And of course, we have our own personal time and life that we have to take in accountable. We have to live our life too. And the last thing on my list that I would like to share is that things I want to accomplish next year is actually find someone that I can fall in love with. Dating is hard. Okay.
It's definitely harder abroad too. From the stories I
So I've been dating people, I've been getting to know people for like the last couple of years, and I haven't met anyone that I felt like was going to stick because everyone has their own agenda. So once you find out who the person is and they show you who they are, believe them and let them go and move forward. It's just it's hard to go through the 21 questions after going through the 21 questions for like the last 5 weeks with four different people. It just becomes tiring and it becomes overrated at times. But it's a new journey and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I go through my moments where I just don't want to do it. And then I go back to my moments that I'm like, okay, let me give it a try. And then as soon as I make a profile, I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm over online dating. I didn't even talk to anyone yet. I'm just over it. I am completely over it.
You're like, can't log out.
Delete account immediately. Because a lot of these profiles, they literally give you like a 30-minute setup. And you're just like, I haven't even talked to anyone yet. And you have me wasting 30 minutes to make a profile.
And then you're contemplating,
I'm like,
what
I'm
do I
done.
put down? Is this dry? Is this funny? Is this engaging? Like, it's like, is this a resume? Like,
you got to find pictures that look really good so people can see your whole body so they don't feel like you're just like, catfishing them. It's just too much. It's too much.
There's been interesting
But
stories
yeah,
over here with the dating situation that, with just people in general, which is like, you got Korean dating and Western dating are two different things. That's all I'll say. Two different things. And when they're mashed up, it's interesting. But
I believe it.
people abroad are they just act different sometimes. There are some good ones out there, but there's some
There are some good ones.
interesting folks.
There's some very questionable folks.
Oh man. One of the things I hope to do is also continue my fitness journey. I have been getting involved in the gym, and I hope to continue that. And the problem I'm having is eating better, so I'm hoping to eventually eat better. Korea has a lot of good food, guys, and it's very hard. It's a very tempting place. So my goal is to also try and just continue that journey. It is a journey, so I know nothing's going to be immediate, but just putting some more effort into getting my goals done. But we wanted to end this episode with what we are thankful for this year of 2022. So, Cami, do you have any last bit of what you're thankful for?
Besides our viewers and our listeners and the people who follow us on all of our social media platforms, I'm thankful for you.
Definitely, I can follow up with that and say I'm thankful as well. One of the things that we are happy of is even with the time difference and everything, we're able to get at least 5 episodes out. Our minutes of podcasts, we have at least 229 minutes since the year began until now. And then we have our podcast available in 5 countries. So that's very cool that we got to see those results at the end of the year. We're going to definitely try our best to give you more content. Like Cami said earlier, we're going to do a gaming channel in the future as well. So you can see us game and see me kick our butt as Yoshi in Mario Kart. And then also...
Excuse me.
we all know that's going to happen. And then also... we're hoping to just put out more content, maybe if we can on a monthly basis, as long as there's nothing disrupting us life-wise. So very thankful for everyone who's shared something of ours, commented, engaged with us. We love your engagement, have watched the story, anything like that. Please give us a follow and subscribe to our podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Yes, we're still on Facebook. And it's at here_our, 2 and cents. Everyone have a good night or a good morning wherever you are in the world. And we thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Happy
holidays. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
We love you. We appreciate you.